Today is Tuesday, Parashat Vayeshev. In the parasha of this week, we spoke earlier about the destructive effects of Lashon Hara. When Yosef gave bad reports about his brothers to Yaakov, their father, that was the beginning of the exile. And the parasha tells us also that the brothers came to be jealous and develop hatred to their brother Yosef. Like the pasuk says, "Vaikan ubo ehav," his brothers were jealous of him, and they hated him, and that brought them to do the unbelievable thing of selling their own brother as a slave for the price of what it would cost to buy shoes. And this idea of stooping to such a low level of selling their own brother is a result of jealousy and hatred that developed amongst them. And the Torah tells us, "Lo tisna achicha bilvavecha," do not hate your brother in your heart. In other words, not even if you do not express the hatred directly, but you harbor feelings of hatred, that's something that is very bad. And it's something that could be destructive. As we know, the Bet HaMikdash was destroyed because of Sinat Hinam. And Sinat Hinam means hatred in vain. But typically there is no such thing as hatred for no reason. People will always give you reasons why they would hate another person. And in their mind, the reasons are very, very justified. But the idea is to always find the positive and to highlight the positive and to realize that there is a spark of God in each person and to have respect for each person. And because hatred and jealousy brought the brothers to sell Yosef HaTzadik. And something that really was so bad that our sages said that the 10 Harugei Malchut, the 10 Torah scholars that were executed by the Romans, was actually a tikkun, a fixing of the 10 brothers who sold Yosef. But within all that picture of exile and a time of definitely major adversity, as the brothers sell their own brother, etc., we have the story in parentheses, so to speak, in the parasha of this week, of the birth of Peretz and Zerach, and from Peretz came out the Davidic dynasty, from whom will come also the Mashiach. So within the story of the first exile, the Torah gives us the birth of the family from whom will come the Mashiach, to tell us that there is always a silver lining, always within the time of adversity, that there is hope and there is light at the end of the tunnel. But in closing, just to give a couple of examples how the Torah indicates to us to speak positively, to always avoid Lashon Hara, and to avoid saying anything that would be negative. The pasuk says, "Haborek en bomayim." The pit, the well, that pit where they threw Yosef, was empty. He didn't have water. And Rashi says, "Well, if he didn't have water, we know that it was empty, so he didn't have water." So it says water was not there, but nehashim ve'akrabim hayubo. There was in there snakes and scorpions. So our sages ask, then if there were snakes and scorpions, why would the Torah not say there were snakes and scorpions? Why does it say just that the well or the pit was empty, no water was in it? Comes to teach us how careful we have to be with our language, that even to mention scorpions and snakes, which would be something negative, the Torah refrained from doing so and said it just by way of hint. It was empty, it didn't have water. Now you understand on your own what was in there. Rather than saying explicitly there were snakes and scorpions in there, that would be speaking badly, even about a pit. The Torah is careful. More so, we have to be careful about saying Lashon Hara about people. There's another hint to that same concept. The Yaakov Avinu tells Yosef, Lech na re'eh et shalom ahicha. Go please and see the peace of your brothers. And our sages explains, but actually Rav Simcha Buni Mipshischa says, what he meant to tell him, please make every effort to see the shalom, meaning to see the positive in your brothers and not any negative aspects that you can think about them. In other words, the Torah is hinting to us, please Yosef, and Yaakov is telling him, Re'eh shalom ahicha. You could understand, well, just go and see that they're at peace. No, Re'eh, please see and perceive the positive that is in your brothers. And that's a lesson for us also. If you see something negative in someone, how about trying to see the positive? And most likely, you'll come to realize that there is more positive than negative. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.